What's going on, guys? I am SimpleSimon. Today, we're going to a place called, I believe it's called Video Days. They just opened up yesterday. I actually found out about them through another YouTuber here called Nerdburger, who's been posting about it. Nerdburger is like YouTube royalty down here. She's been doing it on YouTube for a long time, like probably over 10 years maybe. So yeah, I saw her posting about it, so I was like, oh, that looks like a cool place. It seems like they just do a lot of random vintage collectible stuff, VHS tapes. They got NECA figures, it looks like. It looks like a fun place to go to. So yeah, that's where I'm going today. Now it's super early in the morning. They don't open till 10. I just thought I'd leave home this morning the same time as Sarah. Sarah went to work. So I thought I'd come out here to Northland to get some breakfast before I go to Video Days. Video Days is out in Preston, so I figured to come to a shopping centre, hang out for a bit, kill some time, and then get there as soon as they open, because I've got a stream later on as well, so I'm in a bit of a hurry today, but let's do this.
Quick shout out to my Siminions. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you're interested in exclusive members only videos, extended episodes of The Noob, and exclusive emojis, hit the join button to find out more about channel membership. But remember, your membership is not required. The best way to support the channel is by liking and commenting on videos. Perks. The nomination round has begun for this year's Comic Book Community Awards. Vote for your favourite comic book YouTube channels across a number of different categories and show your love and support for the comic book YouTube community. Visit cbcawards.org. Alright, so usually in my videos you get the food porn towards the end, sometimes in the middle, but we're going to start with food porn today. So I went to Northland Shopping Centre to get some breakfast because Northland is just in Preston. I actually used to live out this way. I used to live in Heidelberg for many, many years, which is right next to Preston. So this was my local back then in my mid-20s to early 30s. I actually lived just down the road from Northland. So I was going to get Macca's for breakfast, but they were closed. What's going on there? Macca's closed at 9 AM is outrageous. So I thought I'd walk through the shopping centre and kill some time first. I thought I'd head down to EB Games and check out what was going on in there. They had a buy two get one free offer on action figures, which was pretty cool, and this Batgirl DC Multiverse fig is pretty sweet, but I was getting hungry, so I went back to Macca's to see if they were open, and they were. Now, do you guys order your food through phone apps? Because if you don't, you're missing out on all the deals, because I was pretty broke that day and I needed a cheap breakfast. So I do apologize for if the food porn is not as extravagant as they used to be, but here's my Macca's breakfast. Not my best food porn, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. So this muffin, look how poorly packed it was. I almost wrote a letter to Ronald to let him know that his staff need to put a little bit more effort into presenting the food, because you know, my dad taught me something. He was a chef. He said if the food looks good, then you'll want to eat it more. Anyway, I was done with breakfast, so here I am with my coffee, off to Video Days. Now, I got there a couple of minutes early, so just in case you get there early one day and you're not too sure which store it is, it's that one with the fancy sheets covering the window. So I went for a walk down the street to kill a few minutes of time. I stumbled across this interesting store, Sapphire Studios. We're all mad here. That's an Alice in Wonderland reference, so you know it's got me intrigued. So I had a look at some of the cool stuff that this shop had in their window.
Alright, so it turns out I'm here at 10 AM thinking they opened at 10, because that's what I saw on the flyer, and they weren't open yet. And then I looked on Instagram and they actually posted that they're opening at 11 today, so I'm early. Yeah, they open up at 11. I'll get in there and see what it's all about.
Hi, I'm CJ. Welcome to Video Days. We're at 235B Tyler Street, Preston.
Come on down. Alright, so I totally forgot to get a shot at the front of the store once they were open, so that's my bad. I had this all planned out and I failed, but here's a look at the store. Lots of cool stuff in there. Now that Batman Returns banner is absolutely insane. I don't think it was for sale. I think it was just on show. But as you can see, all kinds of different stuff here. You got horror theme there. You got cutesy little Japanese things there as well. some Toxic Crusaders. I'm pretty sure I saw they posted later in the day on Instagram that someone bought that Toxic Crusader figure, so congrats to the person who bought that. But I spoke to CJ, who owns the store, and she was telling me how she has obviously a massive love for horror movies, all these magazines, which is super cool. Fangoria, I believe she brought them back from Japan. Now, it wouldn't be video days without videotapes, so there was obviously a selection of videotapes, just classics there, wall to wall, as you can see. She had a lot of NECA figures. These Ninja Turtle ones caught my eye. They were Ninja Turtles dressed up as classic horror creatures, which is cool. Some more horror action figures, House of a Thousand Corpses, Terrifier. Haven't seen Terrifier. That's one on my list of on my to watch list. You've even got vintage trading cards there. I remember those Batman cards. I don't ever remember those Buffy cards though, but that's cool. Sanrio, Miffy, Pokemon, something for everyone. So CJ also told me that she goes to Japan a lot. So that's where all this stuff comes from. You got some more NECA figures here. Creepshow, Gremlins, King Kong. And these turtle figures look absolutely amazing. And how's this for a throwback? Look at all the titles on this. Every single one of them, I'm sure you remember seeing on the shelves back when, you know, video stores existed. The good old days. Young people will never know. Here's another one of those horror creature Ninja Turtles, Raphaelis Frankenstein. I've never seen these before. It was very cool seeing them for the first time. This Mr. Freeze poster is an absolute classic. Check that out. How good is that? Now, something I've actually always wanted to collect is Laserdiscs. She had a whole bunch of Laserdiscs here. I remember a long time ago at Aaron's, they had Star Wars on Laserdisc, and I was going to buy it, but I just was a little bit too broke, and I didn't, but I really wish I did now, because I think it'd just be cool to have some of your favorite movies on Laserdisc. Hey, it's Rex Manning Day. Oh, Rexy, you're so sexy. Now, Nightmare on Elm Street was probably my favorite horror series when I was a kid. I remember watching them all with my older brothers. New Nightmare I watched a little bit later on in life, but I'll never forget watching Freddy's Dead on my brother's tiny little CRT television on VHS with 3D glasses on. Now, I can't quite remember the story about this little egg, but it's a famous egg in Japan. These Batman Forever figures were absolutely awesome. Look at the art on the box. Wicked there. I couldn't quite get a shot of the toy inside because I was scared I was going to, you know, make the whole store fall apart. So yeah, it was a really fun time hanging out in there, talking about collectibles and nerdy stuff. I had a really good time and just really great vibes inside the shop. This is the final shot and then we're going home. All right, so I'm home. Pretty hectic day. In fact, I was supposed to film myself getting beers afterwards and I forgot. But I had a hectic day today. I had a live stream planned, just a hangout stream for my 2K celebration. So, you know, we did that and then I had to get a bunch of housework done. And now I'm here filming the end of this video. So I actually did buy some stuff from Video Days. I wasn't sure if I was going to come home with anything today because I didn't know what to expect. Very cool shop. It's very small, so it's not the type of shop you're going to go in there and be in there for hours. It is quite a small little room that everything's in. I had a really cool chat to CJ, who owns the place. Turns out she's actually like best friends with Kaz, who is Nerdburger, and they met through the hobby of collecting VHS tapes, so that was cool. So I had a fun chat with CJ just about, you know, her collecting, what she's into, which is like horror movies and things like that, as you can see from all the stuff in the store, and also about just what I guess is involved with starting your own business, because I believe it's the first time she's done it. For people who have never, you know, ran a small business, you know, I'm sure all of us have dreamed of having our own business. I guess you don't really know what it involves until you try to attempt to do it. So it was interesting to learn some of the things, like getting just even getting inventory into the store is not as easy as it sounds. So I definitely recommend checking it out. Obviously, if you're a big horror movie fan, she's a huge into horror movies. There was another customer who went in there and they were just going back and forth about horror movies. Shout out to Ben, who's a subscriber to the channel. He popped in and had a bit of a chat to him. He was telling me how he collects Simpsons stuff, and I was like, look at that. Simpsons right there, baby. And he straight away picked up a new addition to his Simpsons collection. But yeah, if you're into horror movies, VHS tapes, Sanrio, she had a lot of Sanrio stuff. You know, definitely worth checking out if you're out Preston way. I did buy some stuff. Firstly, she had a lollipop. She offered it to one of the kids who was in there, and I thought I wasn't going to get offered a lollipop, but I did. The reason I did was because I asked for a card, and she actually had her business card attached to the lollipop. So there's that. If you guys want any more information, but I'll have all the links in the description below, and obviously throughout this video you'll see all the information if you guys want to check it out yourselves. But yeah, I picked up a couple of things. First thing I picked up is for Sarah. Obviously she had a lot of Sanrio stuff there. CJ was telling me she goes to Japan a lot, so I was a little bit jealous because I've never been, and that's my goal, to get to Japan. She had that little corner of like just little Sanrio characters and just Japanese, you know, culture things. So I had to buy this for Sarah, which is a cute little Kuromi riding what looks like a broomstick that has a strawberry on the end. So maybe it's a strawberry stick, not a broomstick, and riding over a rainbow. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cute. And it was nice and cheap. I didn't know how much it was. I was like, how much is this? And she was like, 10 bucks. I was like, chuck it in the bag. All right. And then I wasn't expecting to walk out with anything for myself. She had a lot of cool NECA figures and stuff, like I said, and she's a licensed NECA seller, so I guess if there's something you want, she can probably order it for you. But I'm not huge, I don't really collect horror movie stuff. I mean, aliens, I guess, but there wasn't really any aliens that I could see there. But she had a lot of cool Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, just like other classic horror characters in the NECA range. But I did find a couple of VHS tapes. So I'm getting rid of my DVD collection. You guys might have seen the stream that I did with John's Comics and Kids, where we go through my DVD collections for the last time, and now I'm bringing home more physical media. What is going on? So I bought 2 VHS tapes. I'm not a VHS tape collector. Just for certain things, like I've got my Warriors VHS tape on the shelf there. I picked up the Crow on my Crow shelf over there on VHS. So I've got Aliens, obviously things I really like. I figured it's cool for as a collector's item. I know a lot of VHS collectors like CJ and Nerdburger. They collect VHS not just to have the VHS tape, they collect it to also watch the VHS tape on an old CRT television. My friend Sanimation, Misha Sani, I know she's big into doing that too. And even, you know, I've got other friends who collect VHS and actually watch the VHS tape, which is, yeah, not what I'm into. I just want to have it as a collector's item. Anyway, I'm rambling. I picked up The Lost Boys, because, you know, massive favorite movie of mine when I was a kid. So I saw that they had that, I was like, why not? Why not pick up a copy of The Lost Boys on VHS? I actually prefer these more slimline hard covers for VHS tapes. I know the more desired ones seem to be the clamshells. And also I know a lot of people who are sending VHS tapes off for grading were more into collecting the ones that are just like a cardboard sleeve. The other movie I picked up is one of my favorite movies, and a lot of people think I'm a sick bastard if this is one of my favorite movies, because it's pretty dark and depressing, but Requiem for a Dream. She also had there on VHS, and yeah, this is one of my favorite movies. It's pretty full on if you haven't seen it. It's definitely not for the faint-hearted. Like when you ask me my top 5, American History X is always on there. $1 Million Baby is always on there. And this.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, I definitely want that. And I remember when I did the DVD stream with John, he was talking about the unrated version. That's why I grabbed it in the first place, just to check if it was the unrated version. It's the R-rated version, which is fine. I just thought, again, a cool thing to have as a collector's item. And that's all I got. If you guys want more information about the store, obviously all the links will be in the description below, so you can just click on those. We'll take you to the Instagrams and things like that. If you want to find out where it is, I'll have the address down there too. And yeah, I'm glad I checked it out. It's always fun to have cool new stores there, and obviously it's new. You know that she didn't really even have signage yet for the outside of the store, so I'm sure that will grow over time. And obviously I'll probably head back there another time later down the track and see how the shop's going. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I don't know how much footage I got in the shop because again it was pretty small, so I didn't get a huge amount, but hopefully it was enough to fill out this video. So if you enjoyed it, feel free to give this video a like, leave a comment, let us know what you thought, and until next time, I'm SimpleSimon. Tell your friends and keep it simple.